What causes a person to be addicted to the high of an illegal substance? Addiction is caused by dopamine, also known as a compound of love. People generally get addicted on things for the love of them. Why is dopamine a compound? The elements hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen are bonded together to create dopamine. Dopamine is a nonmetal because all the elements are on the right side of the periodic table, which means that they cannot conduct electricity or heat, and they are also brittle. The elements in our mixture are nitrogen and hydrogen. Both elements are colorless, tasteless, and odorless in a room temperature. Hydrogen has two isotopes, deuterium and tritium, and they also have two hydrogen atoms. The physical change that hydrogen can go through is that it can change from gas into liquid if the temperature is negative 252.77 degrees Celsius. If the temperature is negative 259.2 degrees Celsius, it can change from liquid into solid. Nitrogen can change from gas into liquid if the temperature is negative 195.79 degrees Celsius. When the temperature is negative 210.01 degrees Celsius, it turns from liquid into solid.
Lysergic acid diethylamide, also known as LSD, also share all these interesting elements and element properties. But how do LSD and dopamine relate, other than the elements and their characteristics? Well, let's take a closer look. Like we said, addiction is caused by the start of dopamine. Although one cannot get physically addicted to LSD, it is possible to have an LSD addiction in the psychological sense. Users can quickly develop a tolerance for the drug when they consume it in a high dosage, which will lead to the need for taking more and more to achieve the desired effect. When people speak of drug addiction, LSD is not usually the first thing that comes to mind. However, the consumption of this substance is often associated with certain people and/or places. In this sense, users can develop a psychological addiction to LSD because they become so used to taking it in certain situations. It alters their mood in, yes, negative ways, but more likely positive ways, and users say it has changed their look on life, so they love taking the drug. Anyways, LSD is a homogeneous mixture and a colloid, where the chemicals in it are evenly distributed throughout. When taking LSD at room temperature, it can be at any physical state except for gas. LSD comes in different forms. For instance, in solid you get a gelatin form, small squares of blotter paper, in pill form, but as a liquid one can get diluted drops they can put on any food. And the funny thing is, it can change from a solid to liquid when ingested. There are surprisingly different types of LSD. People can make them differently and add different ingredients, natural, synthetic, and semi-synthetic. The main chemical that gives a person the effects is a natural grain fungus. When mixed with other chemicals, that's what intenses a person's trip. So you see, users of LSD start off their psychological high addiction with dopamine.